up, which means we're getting started. Joe Musso alongside the two-time Super Bowl champ Bryant McFadden. This game day scoreboard presented by Geico, and we're about to get into it. Taking a look at where they currently stand, a couple in the barn already with the Falcons taking care of the Saints, and with that, taking control of first place in that division. The Atlanta Falcons at 5-6, a playoff team. The Steelers and Bengals are final. It's their first game beyond Matt Canada. Run game looked to be more of a focal point of this Steelers offense, enough to win against the Bengals as life begins beyond Burrow. 16-10 your final there. Crazy final as the Giants, right when they turn to, hey, let's lose a couple games, let's set up a pick. Well, they start winning ball games under Tommy DeVito. A short missed kick by the Pats that would have sent us to overtime goes wide left, and with that, a 10-7 final in the Meadowlands. Elsewhere, action still to come. Colts and Buccaneers, a one-score game inside 2 minutes. One-score game in Tennessee just outside the 2-minute warning there. Jags and Texans, not done just yet either. We'll be bringing you all these highlights as they go final right here on CBS Sports HQ. Well, let's dive into one of those finals, and one that we were both watching quite closely, as you always are. Your Steelers coming away with a victory here, their 7th of the season. The question before, during, and after this game, what did you make of the offense beyond Matt Canada, as that's where the collective finger was being pointed throughout the season to Pittsburgh? I was happy with what I witnessed today from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Granted, only scoring 16 points, but when you look at the total yards, bravo, bravo, pop some champagne. They were able to surpass 400 yards of total offense. I mean, that has been an issue for the Pittsburgh Steelers, not able to do that, not able to sustain drives, convert first downs, but they were able to do all of the above based on how well Kenny Pickett performed, his running backs, his pass catchers, and the offensive linemen. So this was a big-time plus in regards to what we've seen in weeks past that led to the firing of Matt Canada. So hopefully this can kind of jumpstart a consistent flow of offensive production that they will be able to put more points on the scoreboard. But for the first opportunity of seeing this new offensive regime, to say the least, I was rather pleased. Kenny Pickett threw for 278 yards. They ran the football in totality for 153 yards. We saw great tight end production from Pat, over 100 yards today, 120 to be exact. So when you look at all of these numbers, and also, most importantly, finding a way to win a ball game, was a great outing by the Pittsburgh Steelers. 58 consecutive instances south of 400 total yards. Yes. This was the best offensive performance since the beginning of 2020. Wow. So that's COVID, if you're looking, that's COVID season. If you're looking for change, they got some throughout the week, and the change created yards, not points. I want to talk about yards specifically. Najee Harris was over the 100-yard mark, then took a negative rush, finished his day with 99. We were all talking about Matt Canada maybe being the thing that was holding back Kenny Pickett, or let's see what Kenny Pickett looks like beyond Matt Canada. Were we looking at it wrong? Was it maybe the run game, specifically Najee Harris, falling out of favor with his OC? I mean, new guy calling the plays, best game of the season. Do you connect those two at all? You know what? I think it could be a little bit of both. I think when you fire a coordinator, especially mid-season, it kind of, lights the fire under everyone, especially on that same side that player was fired with. So seeing the resurgence of the running game, clearly the sense of urgency was there from the offensive lines, from the running backs as well. And that's why we saw, Najee Harris looking like the Najee that we witnessed his rookie campaign, being very explosive, not really second-guessing where he needs to go with the football, and the offensive lineman as well. Since they've added Broderick into the line, the first rounder, this running game has really took off. I mean, they love running behind the right side, and I think it's just been an onslaught of quality flow throughout the entire offensive line in regards to the continuity, and just finding a way to set the edge and set the tone at the line of scrimmage that can provide opportunities for the running game. So if you're running the football, clearly that takes some pressure away from Kenny Pickett, and he feels more comfortable and understanding and knowing they have a balanced attack to rely on the offensive side. If we were looking at a different final score, we might be having a different conversation with that thoughtless play by Deontay Johnson early in this game that gifted a possession the other way. We'll let Coach Tomlin take care of all the talking on that one. I do need to see what you thought here of Jake Browning. 19 of 26, 227, a touchdown and an interception. many said season's over beyond Joe Burrow. And
it is.
In terms of the playoff performances, the playoff chances, it's likely a wrap. I share that view with you, but in terms of staying relevant and keeping the team together for these final 6 weeks, did you see a quarterback that can at least do that?
It was a tall task to ask of Brownie, making his first official start against a very, very opportunistic defense, a defense that can rush the passer against any offense. And, you know, coming into this week with so much pressure, it was a tall task. He didn't play bad. I mean, you look at his numbers, as you mentioned, Joe, 227 yards. He did throw a big-time touchdown in the first half, had a costly interception when they were right there in the red zone area that took away points. Those are things you cannot do. You know, when you're quarterback in a playoff caliber team, you have to find ways to be smart with the football, because that interception, if they're able to just keep the football in their possession, worst case scenario, there's a makeable field goal at their disposal. They already had the lead. At that time, I think it was 7-3. Pittsburgh offensively was a bit stagnant. Their defense needed to make a play. Jake Brownie provided the opportunity, and that was a calling card in that game in which we saw the momentum shift dramatically in favor of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Growing pains was expected. He's going to learn from these experiences because he is the guy moving forward. He's not looking over his shoulder. It's not like, well, they're going to go get Joshua Dobbs from the Minnesota Vikings. No, the trade deadline is over. It's a wrap. He's staying in Minnesota. Jake is the guy moving forward. So just trying to build upon and show the organization that I understand I'm a placeholder for Joe Burrow, but when he comes back, I'm a reliable backup that you guys can call on when need be.
And in that business, it's not just show the organization, but show all organizations.
Yes.
Pittsburgh kneels on it. Not pretty on the scoreboard. Box score looked better, but a win is a win is a win. And it's win number 7 on the season for these Steelers. Their final 16-10 picket. 208 straight pass attempts without an interception. Let's pretend like I didn't say it, because he's got a nice little streak going and delivered the ball nicely in this one. 24 of 33 for 278. Over 400 total yards for this offense for the first time since 2020.
Well, Kenny, congratulations on the win. A lot changed operationally this week for this offense, and you guys just put up the most yards since 2020. From your perspective, what was the biggest difference?
I think we all came together this week. I think Coach Sully, Coach Falk did a great job. You know, shout out to Coach Sully. I think he called a hell of a game. I think we all came together, you know, persevered some adversity this weekend. It felt great to come on the road and get a win.
You've been through a lot this year as well. How much satisfaction do you personally take? I'm sure you want more points. I'm sure you'll find a lot of things, but right now, to be able to have that type of performance and spread the ball around like you did.
I think the ball was spread around great. It was great to have 88 back and have the impact that he had over the middle of the field. Obviously, George and Tay did their thing as well. So, you know, it feels good, for sure. It feels good. A lot of work went into it. Great AFC North win for us.
How do you guys build on it?
Learn from the mistakes, you know, take the positive away from the things we did really well, put up some more points, and just keep rolling.
I'm going to smile at some point?
Yeah, man. Yeah, appreciate you, man.
There you go.
You got it,
Reason to smile here on Sunday.
Wow.
58 consecutive games without reaching the 400-yard mark. Now, that 400-yard mark, it's indicative of nothing. The offense maybe moving the ball at a better rate than weeks past. Didn't equal big-time points yet. 400 yards, just 16 total points. But we'll fix that problem at a later date. The Steelers' offense starting to move in the right direction here in this win.